to just bring up a point where just like working out, just like practicing maybe an instrument or a skill set, maybe you're an artist, it's something you do as a lifestyle. It's not like a hobby that you might pick up for a couple of days and then you stop doing it, and you might not do it, let's say 5, 10 years, maybe pass, and you want to pick it up again. This is a hobby you love, and it's more than a hobby; it's a lifestyle. Because hey, and we are back, and thank you once again for just joining me here today on my daily vlogs, and basically just share what I feel is gonna hopefully, as a community, as all of us together on this journey on building our future wealth, on the steps and kind of the habits and actions we should try to stay with. Guilty over here. It's very hard, right, to stay committed to our goals eventually for the long run, but just understanding where and why you're doing what you're doing. Um, and it really want to bring me to one point today where when you're first starting out and you're uh, socking away your couple of dollars every single month to eventually at a future date be able to reap the rewards, right? It gets very overwhelming. It gets very, it could be frustrating. It could be, in a way, kind of sad because you're like, well, listen, I want to enjoy my life. My life is now. I don't want to wait until at a later date to enjoy uh, my hard labor and work and my money that I've worked for. So I've been there. We all have done it. I still do that. We still believe that. Sometimes we think that we stop and we're like, "What am I doing? Is this all even make sense? What if I die tomorrow?" There's a lot of things that come up in within yourself that are all doubts and fears, and it's natural. It's part of our human nature. But I did want to just bring up a point where just like working out, just like practicing maybe an instrument or a skill set, maybe you're an artist. It's something you do as a lifestyle. It's not like a hobby that you might pick up for a couple of days and then you stop doing it, and you might not do it, let's say 5, 10 years, maybe pass, and you want to pick it up again. This is a hobby you love, and it's more than a hobby; it's a lifestyle. Because compared to working out, I've been working out for the last, say, let's say over, definitely over 10 years. And when you first start off, it's always very time consuming, very tiring. You're sore, you don't know what you're doing, you're maybe overdoing things, and you're over working out, which is it is a thing, overtraining, and you're just all over the place. But you just want to get in your workout, and you're just doing as much as you can. Sometimes you're doing maybe every single day, 7 days a week, and it's very easy for you to get burned out. And I think that's the same thing when it comes to starting to invest for your long term wealth. Um, no matter what age you're at, no matter how old or how young, um, there's never a right or wrong time, right? It's all up to basically your personal preference. But there is some factors where obviously the younger you are, the more time you have to kind of reap the rewards and also live through different downturns and ups and upsides. But obviously, the older you are, you're kind of a little bit less. You don't want to be as risk adverse, but you still have a chance to work and save and put away your money for your retirement and for your futures. Is that investing for your long term, investing for at a later date, right? Investing for your hopefully your future retirement. It's all a lifestyle. It's not a one day thing. It's not an overnight. It's not a once a year. It's not a once every 5 years. It's a consistent, persistent thing. And if you watch my other videos, then one of the number one things that most of the individuals that were able to accumulate wealth and generate some type of wealth in their hopefully later years, either becoming millionaires or multimillionaires, is staying consistent and staying consistent to what they believe they want to do. And trust me, I think personally, when I got into this whole situation where I wanted to improve my finances and I wanted to just change the story, right? Change, minority, coming from obviously poor background, wasn't raised with any type of education as far as financial education, didn't really have the sources as far as funding or even the mentors that might have maybe helped me propel moving forward. But at the end of the day, you always got to be grateful for where you came from and what you did, because this is the reason why I am so motivated and so inspired to generate my future wealth for not only myself but for my kids and my grandkids, as I said. But you're doing it as well for yourself, but you're also doing it for your next generation and those behind me, and also as an example for my kids, so they can see that it doesn't have to. You don't have to be wealthy to create wealth. It's most of the wealth generated. It's by individuals that started off with nothing. It's a hard thing to understand, but if you read a lot of articles and a lot of studies show that most of the millionaires today and multimillionaires started just like the regular average Joe. They didn't have a lot of money and they didn't come from wealthy families. So it shouldn't be an excuse for us to not want to build wealth. And it's very easy for us to use that as an excuse. And reading the book that I'm reading right now with Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins, he explains that this whole investing game and putting away money and making sure you're preparing yourself for your wealth in the future is 80% psychological and 20% habits, right? So most of it is all how you view it and being understanding that it's on you, right? And taking action. So he says 80% is mental, and then 20% is taking action. So you can have all the thoughts, all the ideas, all the motivations, inspirations, but if you don't take action and you don't actually implement your habits and start taking some type of baby steps towards building your future wealth, it will never happen. And it's quick for us to say, okay, I'm gonna do this for 1 year, I'm gonna do this for 2 years, I'm gonna do this for 3 years, and then at one point, like, you know what, I've invested enough, I am done, I'm gonna go and enjoy my life. And it's so easy for all of us. I think, especially millennials, we've been through so much, right? We've been through 2008. We've been through the pandemic. We've been through so many things that are just, it feels as if we're being pushed back down. Every time we get up, we're getting pushed back down. But understand that you're in it for the long haul and for the long term, and not just a short term strategy. And he also states so as well, Tony Robbins in the book. He says you can have the right strategy, but you might not have the right mental state, right? So if you're thinking of building your long-term wealth and you want to move forward and you're going to say, you know what, Anthony, today I'm taking over, I'm going to stop and look at my finances and put away as much as I can every single month, and understand that I don't have to be wealthy, or I don't have to have a six-figure salary, or I don't have to have a a great career to start investing, that I could start with as little as whatever I can. Then you just gotta stick to that mental state. Understand that you're not, it's not against you. It's gonna be working for you. But I think in any type of situation, whether it's working out or even investing, if you feel that you're not up to the task and you're not able to do it, you're not gonna do it, right? You have to kind of always prepare yourself mentally, like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and sit down. I'm gonna go into the gym for a half hour. I'm gonna do my, let's say I'm gonna do leg day today, or I'm gonna do full body workouts today, and you prepare yourself before you start. You always want to have some type of workout plan. It doesn't have to be concrete, but you kind of know where you're going into. You're gonna go today. You're gonna do full body workout today. You're gonna go do cardio. You have this kind of a workout plan before you get there, And the same thing goes for investing. You don't have to have a concrete plan. You don't have to be like, oh well, I'm gonna invest um, my whole paycheck every month, and maybe now next month your rent goes up, or something happens to your car, or something medical happens and you have to incur some medical bills. It's okay to deviate. It's okay to change the strategy and the plan, as long as you go right. Understand that you're still on this focus plan, on a focus goal. Um, there's not only one trajectory, only one avenue, or you have to stay to these goals. Yes, it helps when you stay consistent. It helps when you're like, no matter what, I hear a lot of times, a lot of the other financial bloggers on here say, personal finance bloggers say, you know, um, invest before you pay your bills. Okay, that's great. A lot of times you're going to be doing that, but there's sometimes that you're going to not be able to invest as much this month, right? And a lot of individuals too get away with this because they do it automatically. Like they uh, automatically withdraw from their accounts every single month, no matter what. Which is a great plan if you're kind of on the fence and you know that you're gonna use that money for other things. I think I advise to do that as an automatic withdrawal, right? There's a lot of apps nowadays that they take your change and they invest it, or you can have it automatic weekly from your paycheck, straight into these accounts, and you don't even see the money. This way, you're not tempted to use it. But the whole concept of this video was that it's a long term thing. It doesn't stop. You don't just do it for 5 years and say, well, I said I invested enough. I'm gonna stop and I'm not gonna do this anymore and I'm good. I'm gonna enjoy my life. Yes, you want to have balance. It's not understand that it's not those like there's a lot of individuals that I've met and friends that I've had and stuff like that that they call them the fad diets people, right? The fad meaning the quick diets. Like if they want to lose weight, they'll go and not eat carbs for like let's say a couple of days or maybe even weeks, maybe even 2 weeks, and they'll slim down. There were a lot of bodybuilders use this type of diets, but it's not it's not attainable. It's not sustainable, but it's not sustainable for the long term. And I think I love my carbs, but besides that, hence my carb belly. But yeah, it works. It is a plan. It does. It's an extreme level of focus, but is it sustainable? Maybe not. So you want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to be able to invest in the long term. Don't overdo it that you're going to burn out, in the sense that you're putting all your monies towards investing and you're not having some fun. So I know for me, I can get very, I would say, obsessive with my goal in my mind, my number, and I'm like, well, any type of extra money that I run into, any bonuses, any residual income, any type of income I come into is going into those accounts. And sometimes it's easy to forget that you have to have some fun with it too. You can't just take all your money and just put it away, because one, like we said, we don't know how long we're gonna be in this planet, and two, it's a long term. So maybe that might help us sustain this plan and strategy for building our wealth long term and making it sustainable. So there's a lot of numbers out there. People have different numbers of how much you should be investing of your income every single month. And I think personally it's a personal preference, but just understand this, right? The more you're able to obviously invest, the faster or the you can basically quickly or quicker get to your goal or whatever goal you have for yourself, and watch compounding interest take over and build you your wealth at a faster pace than what you had in mind. So it doesn't have to be a whole lot of your income that you're going to put away every single month, but understand that the more you're able to put down or put away, the faster and easier it's going to become for you to build that wealth and let it compound at a longer rate. So I don't want to give out any type of fixed numbers, but they say the norm is at least 10% of your income. You have to hopefully put away to invest for your future, and that's aside from, let's say you have a retirement account that maybe you're putting away whatever company match has for you. So if you're putting away, let's say 3%, 4%, and you put away on your own 10%, that's a total around 14. So you say 15% every single hopefully paycheck, or the way more easier to do it every single month. You're gonna be able to invest a big enough sum that is gonna start compounding. But I've read books and I've heard of other personal finance bloggers and gurus. They're saying you want to put at least 15 and above, right? Every single month away for your future, for your retirements, and for your wealth. So again, if you can do it, kudos, right? But I don't think it's a must. I just want to know that I think personally, I always believe in momentum. In anything in life, I think momentum helps. Even when I'm putting up these videos, if I put a video every single day, it makes me want to do it every single day. If I stop, I notice that it's hard for me to start again. So I think the same thing goes for investing. Whatever it takes for you to build a momentum. If it's 5% away, I know I started putting away 5%. Sorry, I started putting away 1% of my income because I had all this debt that I had to pay off. So that I would just pay off my debt and leave a small amount of money to put away. But I slowly but surely did 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, up to 10% of my income. And hopefully, long run, in future, I want to be doing 15, 20% away a month for my retirement and my goals. But do what you can. Don't squeeze yourself that, at the end of the month, you're like, man, I haven't had a coffee, the latte. So there's a lot of things that we kind of, I don't believe you have to kind of punish yourself to do this, but yes, you want to have some type of discipline. So I'm going to be a little bit on both sides here. I'm not going to say you're going to go like the Dave Ramsey recommendations where he says you shouldn't see a restaurant and, all those things that he says if you ever watch his channel. You want to have the cake too. I'm sorry, but I do believe you can make the cake and eat it too, or whatever the saying goes, right? You can have a little bit of cake on the side. You don't have to be so strict, and that goes for anything in life, right? You want to have a plan, you want to have a strategy, but it's okay if you fall off. It's okay if this month you're not able to put away the whole amount, right? Let's say you can only put away 5% because maybe you had some type of unexpected expense, or you might have had gone for dinner with a friend. So it's not going to be the end of the world, but I want us to make it like a momentum situation where you're doing it monthly. This way it becomes a part of your lifestyle. And again, making it your lifestyle. It's all about making this a lifestyle. It's not a chore. It's not a punishment. It's not a job. It's a lifestyle. And you start doing your own due diligence, your own research, you're understanding what you want to put your money into, you start understanding compound interest, you start understanding how much you want to start making, making more income so you can put more towards your retirement. It's all of this whole giant ball that starts rolling. And I think personally you will reach that number faster than you think. The compound interest and the power of belief and momentum will have us at a better situation faster than when you think you will be at. In the sense, we will get to that number a lot faster than when we think. So it could be overwhelming in the beginning. I'm going to show in this video, but it's going to be overwhelming in the beginning. It's going to be boring. It's going to be you're not going to see no results. You're going to be like, hey, this is not what I want to do. What's going on? I don't know. I got to enjoy my life. But I believe personally you have to hold on, stay true to your beliefs and what you want, right? If wealth is what you want to build long-term wealth, you want to start investing. If you're young, time is on your side. Even better, if you're a little bit older, still have time. We don't know how long we're going to be in this world, right? So time is on your side, and don't give up. And this might not be financial terms, but this might be a little more personal mentally. Just stay persistent and understand it's a lifestyle. Millennials, our investments are lifestyles. They're not a chore or again, a class in school that we have to take. It's our lifestyle, and trust me, our lifestyles will pay us back. With our futures, and having to have less anxiety, less stress over our finances, and be a lot more at ease, with a lot more stuff to do, and live what we're supposed to be living, a abundant lifestyle. And starting with our actions and habits is where it's at. So if you're starting right now, it's going to be a little bit hard, it's going to be a little bit boring, a little bit overwhelming, but understand it's a lifestyle. And I hope you stick with it. I hope you stay true to yourself and to whatever it is that you want to accomplish, and you will accomplish it. All right. So I'll see you in the next video. Peace.